wanted you to understand who I am and where I come from. All right? Because it's no different from where you come from. All right? And the whole reason I'm here today is to be an example of someone who comes from this community, this type of environment, all right, who had the same set of circumstances and challenges that you had. All right? No difference. There is no difference, because I'm going to tell you right now, the world is not fair. All right? Everything won't work out the way we want it to work out. And why I'm so thankful to be here today, and why I'm so honored, and it's a privilege, because I know what it's like being in this type of environment. All right? I've seen a lot in my 27 years on earth. All right? 10 miles down the road, I went to an elementary school, and it was the same set of circumstances, same challenges. But the only difference, the only single difference, is that you can go left or you can go right. All right? And if you go left, all right, it's scary. It's different. All right? It's unique. It's embracing who you are. All right? It's easy to go right. It's easy to follow the group. All right? Because that's what everybody else wants to do. That's all we see. Okay? But if you go left, all right, and you go down this path of embracing who you are and staying true to yourself, when you get to middle school, when you get to high school, when you get to college, if you continue to be who you are, all right, going down that left, going down that side, it's going to look real sweet. But right now, all right, what you have to remember is that being cool is not always following the group. Right? Being cool is being who you are and embracing every single quality that you have inside of you. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you look, the way you dress. Embrace it. All right? And just realize that every single one of you in this room will be successful if you go left. All right? Because there's so many people who don't. One of my favorite rappers of all time, all right? He said this in a song. Less is more. It's plenty. Less is more. It's plenty of it. I'll tell you what that means. When you're going to the top, which all of you are going, every single one of you are going to the top, all right? And on your way to success, when you're following that path and you're going, you have to remember this. There are people who are going to want the things that you have. All right? But you can't listen to them. All right? And there's a foundation that you have to remember. If you remember these 4 things, it's the foundation of what happens when you're on your way to success. Whether you want to be a basketball player or a football player or a doctor or a lawyer, whatever the case may be, as you graduate and you progress through the years of middle school and high school, remember, there is no substitute for hard work. All right? Because hard work is the path that's less traveled, because you and I are set up to always feel pleasure. This is why you have to be careful, all right, with social media. This is why you have to be careful with Instagram and Twitter, because this is what it does. In your brain, when you get a like on a picture or a comment or something that makes you feel good, your brain confuses that with success. I'll be honest with you guys. That is not success. All right? It's just your brain responding to the dopamine that's coming through your system. All right? That's not important. I don't care if you understand that, but just remember this. Those things will confuse your brain. Hard work is the only way to sustain success. If you want anything in life, it comes through hard work. If anything comes easy, just move away from it. Be very wary of it, all right, because it's not going to last, all right, and it's not going to be the way to the top. Remember, hard work is that foundation, all right? But with hard work, you have to be dedicated, all right? And dedication is nothing but looking at a situation and saying, I'm going to do whatever I can and whatever I have to do to go and get that, all right? Because life is going to throw you a curveball. Life is not always going to be fair to you, all right? Which is why, with dedication, you have to remember that those obstacles that are in the way, on your way to success, because every single person in this room will be successful. All right? Life is not always going to be this rosy picture that you want it to be. All right? I think some of us in this room have already experienced that. Whether it be at home, whether it be in school, whether it be a situation that you just don't feel comfortable about, that's okay, all right? But just realize that when you say that you want something, you have to be dedicated to it, all right? And you have to be able to go, look at it, and say, no matter the obstacle, all right? Because those obstacles are there for a reason, all right? When you get to middle school and when you get to high school, there's going to be a lot of different things that come your way. A lot of different temptations. A lot of people wanting you to do different things. All right? But you have to put this one thing in your mind. All right? And that's a goal that I'm dedicated to. And I have to go and get it. How do I go and get it? Well, I surround myself with people who have that same type of mindset that I do. All right? Because you are, I don't ever want you to forget this, you are who you hang with. Not just a little bit, you are who you hang with. All right? So if you're hanging out with people who are doing bad things, you're probably going to end up doing the same exact thing. Unconsciously, which means you don't even know you're doing it. And when those people come into your life, and you adhere to everything that they do, you're not living your own life. Quite frankly, you're a slave to that other person. All right, and if that other person is giving the orders and you're following, you're just the blind leading the blind. So work hard, stay dedicated, and always remember, on that way to success, that foundation, you have to be humble. All right? And I'll define what that means. Humble is realizing that I am not as important as I think I am. All right? But also having the necessary confidence in my abilities. All right? Because when you're confident in your abilities, you can go and do whatever you want to do. And you don't have to talk about it. All right, somebody else is going to talk about it for you. All right, the best, they don't say a word. They just do. So I asked every single one of y'all, do you want to be, or do you just go do it? To be or to do? What do you want? Because on that way, it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. But every single person in this room has the capability. How do I know? Because I come from the same environment, same community. And I don't possess any superpowers. All right? All I did was try to listen to my teachers, listen to my coaches, and do things the right way. All right? Because here's what we all have to remember, even on our worst days, even when we don't feel like being in the spirit, They are here to help you become the best version of yourself. And you, as the best version of yourself, you need help. No, you need help. All right? Because if we look at our situation and we look at everything that goes with it, we'll just look at it through one lens and one lens only. And that's the way we see life. They've been through life. They went to school to teach you how to become the best version of you. So listen, I'm not telling you anything that I haven't experienced, all right? So remember, when you're on the way, it's hard work, all right? It's dedication. And with dedication, you have to remember that perseverance is the main thing that you're going to have to deal with. Because life is not fair. But you have control over it. All right? We have control over everything that happens in our life. All right? And the greatest discovery I ever made in my life was realizing by changing my attitude, I could change my life. You can change the course of your life by changing your attitude. And sometimes we come into school and we get older and we get wiser and we get smarter. But right now, sometimes we get in school and we just don't know why we're here. I'll be the main person to tell you, I had no clue why we were in school when I was in middle school and elementary. I had no clue. I was just doing exactly what I was supposed to do and what I was taught to do by my parents. You're in school to become the best version of you, and they're here to help you. And the only way that you sustain that success and you keep going is realizing that there's going to be obstacles along the way, and you're going to have to work hard. And if you're humble enough to realize that I'm not that important, all right, you will work a little bit harder. You'll go a little bit longer, all right? Because life is not going to cut you any slack. It's just going to keep going on and on and on without us. All right? So we have to make a decision to go left or go right. And like I said earlier, when we go left, it's scary. And that's the place nobody wants to go. All right? People are going to laugh at you. People are going to think you're weak. All right? But always be kind to them. All right? And always respect them. Because at the end of the day, you're embracing who you are. All right? Every single person in this room is unique and special. Why? Because there's only one version of you. And that one version of you sees the world from a different perspective. If I were to ask 3 people in this audience right now, how do you define the word greatness? Everybody would give a different answer, but every answer would be the same. Every answer would be correct. Why? Because you see the world from a different lens. And that's okay. It's okay to see the world from a different lens. Embrace that and realize that's what makes you special. All right? Not following the group. When you follow the group, you become the group. So you become somebody else that's not you. When you are you, you are special. So embrace it. And I'll leave you with this. When I was 21 years old, I was 4 games away from winning the Heisman Trophy. All right? I was a football player. I played in high school, I played in college. 4 games away from winning the Heisman Trophy at the University of South Carolina, where I played football. I tore my ACL and MCL in my left knee. So my season was over with. When that happened to me, I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't know how to respond. I came back the next year, got healthier, got stronger, got bigger, and got faster. because that's what you have to be in football if you want to sustain. The 9th game of the year, my opposite knee got hurt. All right, I dislocated my right knee, and I tore every ligament. So both of my knees have been damaged. I still keep going. All right, I have another opportunity. I make it to the NFL. I get drafted in the 4th round by the San Francisco 49ers. A year later, I retire from knee complications. Why am I even telling you all this? I'm telling you this to always remember this. No matter what, your life, if it was on that line right now, all right, that line is not always going to be straight. All right? The path is going to be rocky. All right? There's going to be a lot of bumps along the way. Your life is on the line. But just remember that no matter what, when you are confident in who you are, it doesn't matter what comes along the way. It doesn't matter what happens to you. All right, because what happens to you is just a part of your story. So you have to see the bad things that happen to you as something that's just a part of your life, not who you are. All right? You are not defined by your situation. You are not defined by anything that happens to you. You are defined by how you respond to what happens to you. Does that make sense? You are defined by how you respond to what's happening to you. And if you respond in the correct way, people will respect you, people will admire you, and you won't have to change a thing about yourself. All right, why? Because it's just a part of your story. All right? So congratulations again. All right, and just remember, the foundation, there's no substitute for hard work. And you have to be dedicated. Stay humble and realize those bumps along the road or along your life are just a part of your story. They don't define you. Thank you guys for having me. God bless.